A squirrel in East Wenatchee halted television programming for thousands of Grant County customers when it caused a transformer to explode on Saturday. When the transformer blew, it set the power pole on fire. The fire destroyed the support arms on the pole, power lines, and the fiber optic lines carrying the television signals for Grant County users. According to Douglas County PUD officials, about 1,000 customers in East Wenatchee lost power, and iFIBER communication television subscribers lost service for about 14 hours as crews worked to repair the damage. Douglas County PUD crews worked through the night to repair the damaged pole. They also had to replace about 50 yards of fire-damaged fiber optic lines, according to officials. Power was restored to the East Wenatchee customers first. Douglas County PUD crews had to reset the fiber optic system after the lines were replaced to restore TV service in Grant County. The television service was restored by 8:30 a.m. on Sunday. A glove led to a man serving more than a year in prison and having to pay about $33,000 in restitution for stealing several air conditioners in Moses Lake last year. Daniel Simpson, a 26-year-old Moses Lake man, pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to theft in the first degree and theft in the second degree. The charges weren't changed as part of the plea agreement, but Simpson's 10-year-long criminal history included 5 felony convictions for burglaries and drug possession, set the sentencing range in accordance with state sentencing laws. He stole an air conditioner from a vacant home on Lakeside Drive and 6 from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on Nelson Road. Investigators discovered a glove at the scene of the October theft, and the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab matched DNA found on the glove to Simpson. The conflict between Israel and Hamas has sparked a protest thousands of miles away in Tukwila, Washington. Protesters blocked the entrance to Boeing's Tukwila office to stand up against what they refer to as the company's support for Israel's war on Gaza. The activists were from Seattle Jewish Voice for Peace and held a nonviolent die-in protest at a nearby intersection, lying down in the middle of a crosswalk. The group accuses Boeing of being a major weapons supplier to the Israeli Defense Force, which the group says has been used in the war on Gaza. Boeing hasn't responded to the protests. The company's security and the police were standing by to make sure no one got hurt. No arrests were made. They say a dog is a man's best friend, but how far would you go to help out your furry friend? A California man traveled cross-country to find a cure for his. Reporter Lauren Ettlinger has the story.
After Scott Clare's wife passed away, the Highland High School teacher taught himself to love again, this time a 4-legged companion.
He makes me laugh and smile every day. He is just a crack. Well, you can see him. He's just a crack up.
He adopted now 14-month-old Bucko, named after baseball player Buck O'Neill, a reflection of his love for baseball.
He played with Satchel.
But when Scott took Bucko to get neutered, the doctors noticed something different with this puppy. The top image shows a normal heartbeat. The bottom was Bucko's.
The range is 70 to 160 for dogs, and he was always over 160.
He was diagnosed with ventricular tachycardia, a rare condition where a dog has a rapidly fast and sometimes irregular heartbeat, leaving Scott to make a very tough decision.
So my choices were spend a lot of money or hang on to him till he has a horrible death, and I wasn't going to do that.
But what would Scott do to save his best friend? The only option: to cross country to Cincinnati, Ohio, where Bucko could undergo ventricular ablation, a complicated surgery that's never been performed on a dog before. Scott and his dog loaded the car and traveled 2,300 miles, an adventure that made Bucko many friends along the way.
I think they liked the story of him being the first ever. And, you know, look at his face. He's got such a beautiful face.
And at times made Scott a nervous wreck.
I went to the hospital. They're open all night. I went to the hospital, I think, at 2 or 3 in the morning and just sat with him because, you know, I couldn't sleep anyway.
8 hours and more than $10,000 later, Bucko made it through.
See, they went in right through here. Okay.
Making history and memories, strengthening the bond between a man and his best friend.
Would you see your life without Bucko?
Well, not now. No, not now.
Lauren Ettlinger, 23 ABC.
And that's going to do it for us here at iFIBER One News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.